Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to episode 2 of the People's Podcast. And I'm here once again with my co-host Cameron. How are you doing, Cam?
I've been doing better. I've been doing worse.
Honest opinions out of the Chelsea game yesterday, because you went and saw it. Out of 10,
I would probably say 1.
is it one of the worst Chelsea games you've ever seen?
Oh God, no! God, no! My goodness. No. Most of them are bad at the moment. Not the worst. It's not the worst game I've seen. You know, the worst game I've seen would probably be that Arsenal one, where he lost. Well, no, actually, there has been some bad ones, but we're not like the sort of team where you look at an Arsenal and a Liverpool, and even Tottenham, they can actually get beat 5-0.
Yeah.
But Chelsea and United and City now, not City like 2 years ago. I was joking a little bit, 8 years ago maybe. But we never seem to get beat massive. Well, you did lose to MK Dons 4-0 once, actually.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But I mean, take that out, we don't often lose bigly, as Donald Trump would say.
Like, for the MK Dons game, I remember watching that one, and then, like 80 minutes in, I was like, come on, United, we can still get back into this. And Liam was like, are you deluded? And I was just there like, yes. But we are back for episode 2, guys. Thank you for all of the support on episode 1. Pretty much what I decided to do last week is upload my episode 1 to my second channel.
Got a lot of support.
And then, that got millions of views, obviously. No, I uploaded it to the second channel and then just didn't upload to my first channel, so it didn't get any recognition at all.
So
what I should have just done, I should have just uploaded it to my first channel in the first place.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks for all of the support on the last episode. We got a few comments, and I think Cam got a few people, and so did I, got a few people on Snapchat getting in contact and stuff like that. The comments review is back this week. As I say, we've only got a couple to review, and we will obviously go over the Snapchats as well. But we are going to be starting off with Chris Parker's comment, which I'm actually going to be reviewing right here. He says, well, the first thing he says I could just see is he says that 2 hours is about right in terms of the length, I'd say. Now, I messaged Cam saying about the length of the podcast and how it was 2 hours. Now, I don't know if you would agree with this, Cam, but I don't think 2 hours is a feasible option unless it's like a special, like every 10 episodes we do a 2 hour one.
I think it's got to be about an hour, no more than an hour and a half, really. Because
it's just sending it over uploading it onto YouTube takes so long, downloading it takes so long, and then it takes me forever to go, because I like to watch the podcast from start to finish, and then I've got to upload it, then you've got to download it, then I've got to upload it again, and then, but I suppose we can do it for like a special and stuff like that. Every 10 episodes or so, we can do a 2 hour podcast, unless we've got a load of topics to talk about.
Yeah, sometimes it might just naturally go to 2 hours, but
But
because I don't think we planned for last episode to go to 2 hours. I just think it kind of happened.
Yeah, I think we had a lot to say, and it was first podcast back, so we did have a lot to say because we haven't spoken in 4 months.
Yeah.
But he also goes on to say, because I did speak about how there wasn't like that many there isn't a blockbuster film that I can name about the sort of the Nazi and German side of the war, and he did say that Hitler, The Rise of Evil, is one that was made by the Americans, and it portrays the key events that contributes to the rise in hatred towards other races and stuff like that. And that stars Robert Carlyle, who's been in The Full Monty and 28 Weeks Later and stuff like that. So if you are interested in anything like that and actually like seeing that side of the war, that is a good film. I have watched that film before. That as soon as he said it, I knew what he was on about. But thank you very much for your comments. If you want to go on to the last episode, he did leave a link to the actual film itself, so you can just watch it on YouTube. But that is going to be my basically my little bit on Chris Parker's comment. Thank you very much for the comment, and thanks for watching the whole podcast.
So SB Danker left a comment on my channel because he is my subscriber. And it's just a little inside joke me and Lyle have going, no one will understand what we're talking about. But never mind. And he said, going back to one of your points, considering the extremists of the LGBT, but I mean, there's so many letters in there now. I'm sure there is. Oh no, there is a P in there actually, in the extended one, which I think stands for. Look at me. Look at me. I'm one of the activists. God, now I don't know what it stands for. I was about to say polyamorous, but I don't think it is. I think it's pansexual, which means. I actually saw. I think someone on Twitter said, I thought all this time I've been thinking that pansexual means that they're attracted to like, you know, pants, like frying pans. I can't remember who it was, but I fucking died. I don't honestly know what it means. I'll give it a Google, can you?
Hang on. What am I Googling? My headphone fell out.
It's fine. You know, I'll Google it, like, you know, just, you know.
I'm literally here.
Absolutely fine. Towards people, so pansexuality, or omnisexuality, is the sexual, romantic, or emotional attraction towards people regardless of their sex or gender identity.
Imagine if it's like the attraction of sexuality towards pants.
That would be fun. That would be fun. But unfortunately, it doesn't look as if this is the one about kitchen equipment.
Is it? Oh, it's not a utensil, is it?
No, I was about to say utensil, and I was like, actually, I don't think it is. I didn't want to sound like a retard. I think I did that enough last episode. Oh my god, I haven't actually watched that podcast, but I sometimes watch the podcast, but I cringe a little bit at my own voice, but sometimes I do go and watch them back if I'm incredibly
bored. The thing, Cam, with me is because we're doing it over Skype and there's a delay.
Yeah,
you could just hear me going, because you're speaking and there's me trying to jump in, so there's me going,
But what you need to, we need to set a little rule, because...
But then we talk over each other like we just did.
But I am a bit out of control, so what we need to do is, I think if you need to jump in, you need to be like, but, shut up! Or something like that. Or just, you know, massive clap.
Okay, we'll try it. No, but clapping, we don't want to hear that. Okay, I'll say, but, shut up!
Yeah, but I mean, if you do it at a time when I'm making a good point, then I'm going to be very, very angry.
You're personally going to come to my house and kill me.
I'll take it very personal.
Okay.
House, so I just watch what you fucking do.
Yeah, well, I'm just not going to jump in.
No, jump in. You got to jump in, you know, because I do talk a lot. But anyway, and that's what I'd actually like to do. And he starts saying, is to somehow time, like, you know, like it'd be interesting to see who speaks the most. Because I went back and I don't know why, but I was looking at the FIFA 18 podcast audio because it was on my. That's why, because I was going through my audios on my computer, and every time I went to it, you were actually talking. Whereas
every time I go to it, you're always talking.
Yeah, but that is usually the case in most of the podcasts, I have to admit. But this one, that's why I say it. I was like, oh my god. So I don't know whether I was like, you know, silenced or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, back to the point. I don't think I ever got to the actual point because I think I stopped mid-sentence because I couldn't say LGBT. So let's try again. Going back to one of your points, considering the extremists of the LGBT, dark-skinned people and feminists, you stated how regarding them as attention-seeking can be dangerous and touchy to put out, but I agree with you. The only thing I wanted to the only thing I wanted to say on that is, obviously I agree, because he's agreeing with me, something that state the obvious, Cameron. But what I always think is important to distinguish, it's a good word actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good word.
Is the fact that we've got to be careful, I think, not to group everyone together. Do you know what I mean? Not to, because there are normal, it's not all dark-skinned people, it is all feminist, really. It's not all gay people, do you know what I mean? Like, I do feel like we've got to be careful that we don't go, it's all, and I'm not saying he was doing that, I'm not saying I was doing that last episode. I just wanted to make the point. Do you know what I mean? That just because some of them think it doesn't mean all of them. You know, just because some gay people get triggered at everything doesn't mean that it's all of them. So, you know, just because, like I said, feminists is not really relevant because they're all retarded, really, aren't they? To be honest. But I just wanted to make that point. Probably didn't make any sense, but there you go. And the only other thing I wanted to say is, quickly touch on something he disagreed on, was where I said that if you look at the jumper and see the sort of correlation between the monkey and the guy, if you know what I mean, then that makes you, you know, racist. I mean, when I actually think about what I said, if I actually think about it logically, it's a bit of a retarded thing to say. So I actually agree with you in disagreeing with me, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But because, you know, if you think about it, just because you looked at it and thought, because like we said, like if you told someone there was a problem with it, they probably would pick it out because you're looking for a problem, aren't you? But I don't think it does make you racist if that was your thought. I think it just means that you're... I don't know. I think it's because the way things are now, like, you're so... what's the word? Everyone's heightened, if you know what I mean. Like, you notice these things more now. How retarded things are. Like, you know, when they say something like... I don't know, I can't even think of anything. But, you know, something on the telly and you like... Whereas before it wouldn't even pass you by. You'd be like, oh, I bet there's somebody out there thinking that that's racist or something. So I think naturally you do that now because it's more prevalent, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. Yeah, that was pretty much it. But it's a really, really good comment. Lars not happy about the fact you spelled his name wrong. He's disgusted by it. But no, I mean, frankly, he needs to get over himself. You know, I think that's something we really need to actually address.
Wait,
get over yourself.
Wait, see what I did there? I have had people spelling my name wrong the whole life. So, once I actually spelled my own name wrong.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Because I'm retarded, pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much. But no, thank you for all the comments on the videos in regards to on YouTube. There are only 2. They'll probably be assembled by the time this videos come out, which is just our luck.
Yeah.
So we will respond to them next episode at the start very quickly if we do get the time. So thank you to Steve or Steph. Oh, fuck. He told me how to pronounce his name and I've forgotten it. I don't know. I think it's Stephen. Stephen and Chris for their comments. Lyle, did you want to talk about something or somebody who spoke to you on Snapchat and said something?
Okay, so moving on over to the Twitter and Snapchat messages that we did get. I only got one on Twitter, which is a message. If you do want to send me any tweets or anything like that, make sure to hit me up on my Twitter at DA12HD. They are in the corners of the screen, our social medias are. And pretty much, Joe said to me, can you do a podcast on your old memories and stories? Because he knew that me and Cam went to school together, so we're going to have some pretty funny stories and stuff like that from when we were younger, going to high school, and just some, you know, memories and funny stories that we have, which I thought that was a really good idea for a podcast, Cam. I don't know about you, but I'd like really be up for doing that.
No, I actually think that's a good idea, to be fair. So, no, I actually like that idea. So, great tweet, message, whatever the hell it was, from Joe.
Did you get anything off of Snapchat or anything like that?
So yeah, no, I got a few messages and suggestions and comments and stuff on Twitter. Someone said to me about sleep paralysis regarding the dreams, and said how fucked up that is and whether we'd ever experienced sleep paralysis before. I haven't personally, but I don't know about you, Lyle.
Is that when you know you're asleep but you're aware of your own body but you can't move?
You're paralysed, lad. I mean, you know, you're paralysed. I mean, there is a hint in the name.
No, I've never experienced that.
But no, nor have I, to be honest with you. I mean, that is scary shit. That's like next level scary shit, in my opinion. I then got a message from Tom, who said about discussing, although we've done this before, a little bit, about the music industry and our taste in music. Or what we listen to, or what we like, what we think of the current popular songs, etc. Well, not like literally the popular songs, not like, you know, what do you think of Havana? Nana. But it's actually a Nana, in it. I don't even know. I can't do it. But they said about that, and they said about music industry and stuff like that. I mean, we did speak about like grime and screaming music and shit. Did we ever upload that episode? I think we did.
I think we did, yeah.
But no, we are actually probably going to talk about that a little bit today because, well, it's been a few months and maybe things have changed. Maybe they haven't, and a lot of you probably will have forgotten about the insignificant conversation that we had in those podcasts anyway. So a little bit of a refresher, as you know, teachers used to love to say. I should have a little refresher, 15 minutes at the start of the lesson. We're going to do that.
Do you remember that when nobody used to know fuck all?
Yeah.
She used to be like, so, on what date did Hitler and the Nazis do the Berlin Putsch? I don't even know that. I don't know what date. God knows.
No, I mean, it could be Christmas, to be honest with you. I'm not
Never.
sure.
Never knew this stuff. But before we actually do get into the music industry and what our thoughts are, I want to tell you a story, Cam,
Great.
of what happened at my work a couple of weeks ago. Before I went and, but anyway.
Yeah, before you decided to be a youth.
A youth, pretty much. Okay.
A juvenile.
So, my nan likes to come in to where I work, okay? And she comes in, goes into the garden centre, gets her bits and bobs and stuff like that. And this has actually happened on 2 separate occasions. I'll tell you the first, which is the most recent. And then I've got her sister, which I barely ever see, is called Mary. And she likes to call herself as an auntie to me, even though she's not, but...
Right, I feel like that.
Pretty much, I was outside doing the trolley run, collecting all of the trolleys and stuff like that. My nan's partner comes out, and it's not my granddad because he died ages ago. And pretty much, he came out, and he was chatting to me away about how shit Ipswich are and stuff like that, because they all come from Suffolk. And he was chatting to me, and my nan was inside. He was going, oh, she'll be out in a minute. Anyway, I get a radio call saying from one of my co-workers saying, Lyle, where are you? And I go, I'm outside doing a trolley run. And then she responds with, can you come to the exit? And I'll meet you there in a second. So I went to the exit and I was there for a couple of minutes. And I then go to her, Karen, I'm here. Where are you? Is there a customer that I need to see or anything like that? And she didn't respond. And then I go to her again. Karen, where are you? I've got to get on with my trolley run. And then she goes over the radio. Your grandma's coming to see you. Now bear in mind, the managers can hear this. The supervisors can hear this. And they've just heard that my grandma is coming to see me. And she got one of the co-workers to radio me to come to the exit so she could find me.
That is sweet.
And that is my nan in a nutshell. On another occasion, which is actually with my my nan's sister called Mary, who likes to call her me Auntie Mary. It was really busy. It was really busy.
To call you Auntie Mary.
Hi, Auntie Mary. Pretty much.
Hi, Auntie Mary.
Pretty much, it was really busy, and I was just waiting to jump on the tills while somebody else went to lunch. And then all of a sudden, she comes up and she's shouting because she's got really bad hearing. She goes, "Hi, I'm Auntie Mary. I'm your Auntie Mary." And I'm waiting. There's people queuing up for me to serve them. And I'm stood here not serving anyone, talking to her. And she's going, "Hi, I'm your Auntie Mary." And I go, "Yep, I know." Well, I didn't say that because that would be rude. But I was thinking that. And she goes, how's your mum? And I go, yep, she's fine. And then she goes, what else should she say? She goes, and then she goes, are you very busy? And I go, yeah, we're kind of busy. And I'm thinking, love, there's like 10 people queued up just for my till. And you ask, are we very busy? But, and then she goes, my nan, and my granddad, but he's not my granddad. He's there at the door, cringing. Oh my god! But yeah, those were the two.
You gotta love Auntie Mary. That's all I'll say.
Auntie Mary. Yeah. The last time I saw her was like 7 years ago at Halloween.
Well, Auntie Mary, she's a very busy woman.
But you do get a lot of those people that are like, oh, it's you, because if even it's like a long-term friend of your mum's, it's like
they
auntie.
Decide to give themselves
what's it?
The title
auntie. Yeah.
As if it's got nothing to do with its definition. I mean, frankly, retarded.
You're not. But yeah, those.
You're not my uncle. I hate my family as it is. I don't want more of it. You know what I mean? I'm joking. I'm joking. I do love my family.
Okay, that was good. That was good. But yeah, that was. I can't believe she radioed. She got somebody to radio me, and then she went, "Shh, your grandma's coming." Oh,
that is sweet. You have to admit that's sweet.
Yeah, but I could have been fired.
No.
No, you don't think so?
No. Well, depends who your boss is. If it was an Auntie Mary type, then you'd be fine.
Well, I don't think they really cared, to be honest. Well, I've still got my job, so obviously they didn't really care. I had to do a stock take on Tuesday, right?
Don't know what one of those is.
So, pretty much, a stock take is where you've got to individually... I'm just telling people.
Yeah, sorry.
You've got to individually scan... well, not individually. You've got to count up how many of what product you have got, so then people like they get a good idea of what products they've got to bring in, what they don't have to bring in, and stuff like that. Literally, I finished college at 1, got home at 2, left the house 3, and didn't get home until like 8:30, 8:45, because it was terrible. No, but we had pizza, and it was quite cool.
I feel bad for you, though. I really, really do. I mean that with all sincerity possible, as you probably gathered.
It's not it's not really what I needed right now, Cam.
No. I mean, I'm that type of person, aren't I? You know, I give you what you don't need, never what you do.
I booked my driving test.
Really? Have you actually passed your theory? Christ.
Yeah.
No, I know
Fuck
you didn't.
off.
I know you did. So
for the when was it? It's for the sometime in March. This one is.
Cool. Jesus, that ain't too far away at all. So how many times do you think you'll fail that then?
I want to pass it. That's me. I was answering that truthfully, and then
you could.
I realised
you could give it back to me so good, and you just don't. You could,
yeah, because you're not even. Are you even learning now?
That's what I mean. You could actually have just.
Why the fuck aren't you learning?
Right, no, you need to stop disrespecting me. Actually.
No, but why? Why did you stop learning?
Well, basically, the driving instructor was a little bit. Well, no, she was a nice woman, but she was a little bit bad at timekeeping.
Oh.
She'd cancel 10 minutes before. She'd be, maybe sometimes 2 hours late. It became a little bit different. It became a little bit difficult. Not gonna lie. And I meant to reschedule, but I never did. But no, February. I'm meant to be starting at the start of February again. But I always feel like I'm going to kill someone or die in a car crash. So it's not funny.
No, I always because I'm so negative and nervous and I lack confidence behind the wheel. I always feel like I'm going to die.
No, but I feel like
I'll be doing a maneuver in a car park and I'll feel like I'm going to die.
I'm not nervous when I'm behind the wheel, but I feel like I'm going to kill someone thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like it's not funny. This is some of the deepest. I'm trying to have a deep conversation, and you're just laughing at it, making a mockery out of it.
Sorry.
It is funny though. I mean, when I say it out loud, it does sound ridiculous, but it is true. It's people don't. I don't think people realise how dangerous cars are, though. Seriously,
I know.
And they just get all carried away with their little friends. They show off. You know a lot about showing off, Lyle. They're being juveniles. Well, at least they're showing off to their friends, not just showing off to themselves. But I mean that's just. I mean, it's beside the point.
Have you heard about how they've changed the driving?
I have.
How the way? Do you think that's what they've done is just introduced like more independent driving with a sat nav, which if anything is easier because you've got the sat nav that they use is the exact one that my driving instructor has got in his car, and the woman on there, I always refer to as I don't know, me and the sat nav person are friends.
Oh.
Because she tells me where to go like 4 times.
No, I don't like the sat nav. I don't like sat nav.
I used to have trouble. I would be coming up to a roundabout, and then I just go in the wrong exit.
Oh god, no! You're up for
So my driving instructor would be like, second exit, straight over, and I'd go like third exit.
Oh god!
I just forget where I'm going because I get so nervous, and I just forget. But with the sat nav, she's constantly just going. I have had to try some really daft techniques to try to not go in the wrong exit. I used to have to. I'm going around the roundabout, and there's me going first exit left, first, so I don't forget. And I think I still did a couple times go in the wrong exit. And my driving instructor will be like, "Okay, looks like we're going straight over."
Because the reason that I'm a bit concerned about the sat nav thing is because I'm so used to swearing at the sat nav, calling it calling it a bitch, calling it, all the words under the sun, because, when Dad's driving, I say I'm not driving, and usually I'm listening to music, I'm singing along, to whatever's top of the country charts, and I'm singing and having a great time, and all of a sudden she goes, in 250 yards, turn, and at that point I do go, shut up, you rude bitch, stop interrupting me. So I don't really want to be, doing the driving lesson.
Yeah.
And her
you don't really want to be reminded like 4 times.
Take the 4th exit, and I go, fuck you, you little scat, or something.
And then 10 seconds later she'll go, take the 4th exit in 200 yards.
Because I do think that might be a fail. I mean, I don't know.
And then take the 4th exit. And then by the time you've chopped the sat-nav out the window...
the sat-nav's gone. I'm like, mute the bitch.
And then the test guy's just next to you, checking like 57 minors.
He's
every
shaking
single
his
time
head
you say the F word
in disgust. He's going, we're meant to finish the lesson even if you fail, but can you just pull over? I don't want to be in the car with you. That's what I imagine.
I've heard of people, right? People have passed their driving test when somebody cut. My driving instructor was telling me that somebody cut this woman up on her driving test going around the roundabout, right?
Gotta love it.
And she emergency stopped on the roundabout and still passed.
Who did? Who emergency stopped?
Just this woman who my driving instructor used to teach.
But was it her fault though?
No, but she's causing a hazard.
Who?
By stopping on the roundabout.
Well, she has to. What? Do you want an accident like that?
No, but then she'd cause an accident. I don't know.
Well,
Callum bloody ran a red light and still fucking passed.
I mean, he's a disgrace, really, actually. He's a disgrace to humanity, but, we need to get him.
He was telling me, he was just like, oh yeah, I just ran a red light and my driving instructor was a bit sympathetic, it only been on red for about 20 seconds, and he's like, I think I'll pass you for that. Apparently, as well, this will be the last thing on driving. If you say to the test person, are they called instructors? Or just, I don't know.
Yes.
Apparently, if you say to them that you really need to pass this because if you don't, you'll lose your job or you won't get a job or you need to, they'll be a little bit more lenient.
Oh, no, I'll just tell them if I don't pass, then once I finish the test, I'm going to be driving to the Orwell Bridge in Ipswich and jumping off, so...
and then they've got to pass you.
Well, exactly. I mean, otherwise they're going to have to live with that on their conscience. So that's sort of my strategy going in.
Oh God.
I was going to say something really inappropriate. Then I'm glad I didn't.
Good job you didn't. Like earlier on.
Well, yeah, earlier on, but we can edit that bit out. We can edit that bit out.
Going off of driving. Sorry if I bored you about talking about driving, everyone. Football game yesterday. Norwich. Chelsea. I forgot who they played for a sec. VAR has recently been introduced into football. I think it was going pretty well. It wasn't really doing anything until yesterday when Willian was in the box and he was clearly contacted and he was clearly taken out by the Norwich defender, and yet they had VAR in process and it wasn't given as a penalty. Alan Shearer, in his words, calls it a shambles.
Yeah. I mean,
but so some people are saying that if it's a close offside call, they will bring it back. That they should bring it back, and correct the decision. But if it doesn't lead to anything, what's the point in that? Or are they only going to correct offside decisions if it leads to like a goal?
I would assume so.
But how would they know that? Because if it's offside, the play stops.
Well,
so why would that benefit anybody in the slightest?
The problem you have is that the referees, or the people that are doing the VAR, are the same retarded referees that cannot make decisions right. That puts me off about referees is a lot of them have never played football in their life, you can tell. I would like people who've actually played football, who actually understand the game of football.
Footballers to do it.
To actually do not necessarily referee, just be the VAR. But too many referees are obsessed with making the game about themselves. Mark Clattenburg was a perfect example of that. He wanted the game to be about himself. Mike Dean's another one. They're all as shit as each other, really. They really are wank. And the whole point of VRA, we keep being told, is to change big, obvious errors, right? Well, a big, obvious error happened last night, and they didn't change it. I mean, look, obviously I'm a Chelsea fan, so it pissed me off a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's Norwich, so we really shouldn't have been in that position anyway. But it's just, what's the fucking point in having a system if you don't use it? It's like having a law and not actually enacting the law. The law is then pointless.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If it's like the law about staying in education till you're 18. It's not really a law because they never follow up on the legislation. So it is fucking pointless. So if you
exactly.
Actually,
If somebody like kills, if somebody makes a big deal against the law, there will be loads of people look at it and see what punishment goes against them. And in that case, in football, a penalty is the punishment. If you see what I mean, but they don't do that.
No.
So if you start in the studio yesterday, they had Dion Dublin, Shearer, Genus, and also who was the other one? Gianfranco Zola. They all said it was a penalty, you know, and if they are actually in the VAR room, it's a penalty at the end of the day. You know, it's clear as day.
I don't know how.
And they will give the penalty decision.
I don't honestly know how anyone can think it's not a penalty. The thing that annoys me about refereeing that they can sort out with VAR is that it's the consistency. That's what pisses me off.
There's no consistency in anything.
Even if you personally felt like they were getting the decisions wrong, the referees, you know, if they were consistently, you know, say for example, every time you tackle from behind, right, you actually get the ball, but it's a foul. If personally for me, I say, you know, this is not fucking ballet, you know, it shouldn't be a foul, but a lot of the time it is a foul, but sometimes it's fucking not. If they were consistently going against what I personally believe and were giving it as a foul, even though I don't actually think it should be a foul, if every single referee was doing that, we'd have a problem. Because you can't argue about it. You can argue about the law and say, I think this law should change, but you can't argue about the decisions and the referees. It's the same with the fucking pulling in the box. 1 minute they give a penalty, then they don't give a penalty for like 8 months, then all of a sudden they're giving penalties again because it's the start of the season. It's like, be fucking consistent. One referee will give it, one referee won't. It's like, right, either pulling in the box is going to be a penalty or it's not. That's why there's so many grey areas in football, because nobody has a fucking clue what the actual law is, because no referee is consistent at all. It's like, you know, you go to a different country and, you know, like in Spain, they give fucking fouls all the time.
The only thing from yesterday that I can say, it's not even a positive, but every single time the ref thought it was a dive, he brandished a yellow card. That doesn't always happen. You can see it's a clear dive. The ref gives the foul for the other team, but it's not a yellow card.
Yeah.
It's or at least I believe it states.
Yeah, but again, why is it seems that now it's like this black and white. It's either a penalty or it's a dive. There can be the middle ground.
There's got to be that in between,
and it's not a dive. For example,
like the Morata
one is not a dive. But it's also, I don't necessarily think it was a penalty. I mean, maybe it was,
maybe
it weren't.
Would you do that? You just give it... It's just, I don't know.
Then it's nothing. He's on the ground. He goes on the ground. You play on.
You play on, yeah.
It's not like every tackle, you know, that goes in, you have to either stop and go, right, fucking dive. You know, even though you got the ball, you know, it's the same thing. It's just, rather than getting the ball, it's contact.
It would be so much more
Gets the ball, sorry, you've just dived, yellow card.
Yeah, it would be so much more entertaining if they didn't stop at every single second. Because some games, you know, just let the game flow a little bit more, and it would be more exciting. You know, we would get more action, more goals potentially.
Well,
but every single thing is foul. Yeah.
You know, and if you wanted to stop the game, that would be sort of a tactic.
And as well with the VAR, it's like yesterday, right? He'd have, I don't know. For example, I think Pedro must have gone over in the box for that dive, right? He got the yellow card. He got the yellow card, but then the ball had to go out of play for him to go to his ear to talk to someone. You know, the thing's gone. It's like a minute later.
It doesn't need to. Why can the referee not be looking at it? Do you know how quickly you get a replay low? It's instant. It's like 2 seconds.
You know, all he's got to do is, you know, even if play is going, just run over to his little thing.
No, ref, that's a penalty. Pull it back. It's not difficult. It's not tricky.
And it doesn't need to take, and the ball doesn't need to go out.
And they don't need to watch the replay
touch.
100 times. It doesn't need to take 2 minutes. It's pretty obvious, right? Watch, 4 angles. Yeah. If it's conclusive, right, great.
What did the refs... I think the refs said that the only reason why they didn't give it as a penalty is because they didn't watch it in slow motion. They watched it in, what is it, like natural speed.
Real time.
Real time, sorry. And they didn't see it as, I don't know, as like a blatant penalty.
That is just
retarded. I think that's what they said this morning on Sky Sports.
That's just retarded. You don't watch stuff in fucking slow motion. The game is played at real time. Because if you watch stuff in slow motion, everything's a handball that touches the hand, because it looks like they've put the hand out there, when actually it's just the hand naturally going there. So you've got to watch it in real time. Football's played at real time. If it was played in slow motion, then you'd watch it in fucking slow motion. Some of these referees are so fucking backward that they are fucking deluded. And it's, sorry, that's I'm the ref, I've got the right decision, I've got people back that can actually help, but, it's like this referees union, they talk about the goalkeepers association, the goalkeepers union, where they all fucking bum lick each other. But that's the problem. You listen to that guy on BT Sport, I can't think what his fucking name is. It's not Howard Webb anymore, it's another guy. Another irrelevant retired
is
referee.
Is it like Peak or whatever his name is?
I don't give a fuck what his name is. Anyway, there'll be a decision, right? It'll be fucking blatantly obvious the ref fucked up. And either the ref will go, either the guy in the BT will go, well, no, I think that's the right decision, there's definitely contact, or he'll go, well, his view is obstructed, couldn't see it, so, look at that play, he's in the way. Well, yeah, the ref should be in the right fucking position then, you stupid cunt. They won't go against their fucking bum buddies, because they fuck each other in the hotels. Sorry, that's inappropriate.
You say that, right, he goes... The ref wasn't in the right position, but then if VAR was in for stuff like that, would they take into account that the ref wasn't in the right position?
But the problem is, Lyle, it doesn't matter because they're always going to agree with the referee because they're all referees and they're all sucking each other's dick. It's as simple as that.
That's why they just need to get a whole new brand of referees and have ex-footballers.
Yeah.
Who've actually played the fucking game.
Stop.
Do you reckon training up some ex-footballers to be refs would? No, but then people would just be biased because he played for them.
It doesn't even need to be it doesn't need to necessarily be ex-professional players. It actually needs to be just ex-players, people that play football.
People who have played the game. Yeah.
These referees support clubs, though. They're not fucking don't have a club.
What's that famous clip? I believe it's Mike Dean, like Tottenham scored or something like that, and then there's him celebrating.
It's just unbelievable, really. I mean, it's just... It's just a joke. They're just a bunch of...
I can just imagine his fist is going up in the air as he's running back to touch.
And I'm sorry.
To the middle.
People that say refereeing is the hardest job in the world. No, it's not. Look, I did refereeing once. I didn't really know what I was doing. But I did kind of know what I was doing. And I did, to be fair, I fucked up one call, to be fair. But I don't claim to be a professional referee. I did, as I say, I did fuck up a call. I did give a penalty. I mean, I don't know why. I don't even know, Lars. This is embarrassing.
Was that like a Year 7 game or something like that?
I did a Year 7 game. Actually, that one I refereed quite well. Although, I mean, bearing in mind the Year 7s, I was allowing the game to flow. And a lot of them were just, probably being a little bit aggressive. But, I mean, I was just like, there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe I should have blown a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. Again, I was being consistent. But there was basically, our school, I think it was like Year 9s at the time, versus obviously another school, and our school were winning like 3-4-0 because that year was fucking shit hot football, and they had a sort of a penalty shout that I don't really think it was a penalty, so obviously I didn't give it, and to be honest, I didn't really see it. I wasn't really paying much attention. I was just doing it because I had to do it, but I genuinely don't think it was a penalty. But I don't know, so it was a difficult one. And then there was basically about 2 minutes to go, looked like they were going to keep a clean sheet, and this guy, I think he mugged me off actually, because I think he dived. He went in the box, one of the old buck guys, our school, defenders, it didn't push him over. I don't actually think he did push him over, but it kind of looked like he pushed him over, you know what I mean? And, I just pointed to the spot and like a twat. And then they lost the clean sheet. They still won the game, so it didn't make that much difference. But I personally, if I was in their position, I'd have been pissed off with me, if you know what I mean, because I just running the clean sheet, and it was like the 93rd minute anyway. So like, it really, well, not 93rd because I don't play 90 minutes, but it's like 63rd minute. But it was like, so it's difficult, but at the same time, I'm not a professional referee. It was the first game I fucking refereed, and I think the guy actually mugged me off because I think he dived. So, it was, and I was like 10. Like I wasn't 10, but I was like, I was 16 for fuck's sake. These are professional ones who've gone through all the training, and I tell you, I reckon I'm a better referee than them. I'm a better referee than them. Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking embarrassing. It's not the toughest, it's not the hardest job in the world. I fucked up a call, but it ain't hard. I fucked up and I knew I fucked up straight away. It's not a difficult job. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. It's just understanding the game, understanding what the fuck you're doing, and not making the whole game about fucking you. Allowing the game to flow. If it's a foul, it's a fucking foul. Don't. If the foul, come over here, want to have a little chat. Fuck off. Let the game fucking go. Don't have a little chat for 50 fucking seconds every time and not actually do anything. If you're going to give a yellow card, give a fucking yellow card. You don't need to tell them off. Hit my mum. I can't stand referees. Fucking cunts.
They always do, though, and they don't give the additional time for the 46 times that they have a minute conversation with somebody who gives a foul.
Which is great when you're winning, and it's annoying when you're losing. But yeah.
So yeah, it works in either favour, but definitely at the moment what we're looking at is VAR is not working. Would you say? Well, it's definitely not
working because they're not doing it right because they're still being retarded.
It's because they're still rim licking each other after the game.
Yeah.
And, you can't be biased in a situation like that.
I don't think referees ever are willing to accept that they made a mistake. That's what annoys me.
Maybe like 20 years after, they'll go, in that Chelsea-Norwich game, I made a mistake.
They don't even do that. Most of them, like when I made that mistake, I was like, that was a bad decision. That was not a penalty. I was willing to admit it, do you know what I mean? And I'd fucking refereed one game. But them, no. Obviously, you're going to make a mistake every now and again. Just, put your hands up and go, no, sorry, I did fuck up. But do you reckon they ever go to the dressing room and apologise to the team after? Do they?
Of course they fucking don't.
But God forbid fucking, I don't know, a player misses an open goal or something, or, a manager brings on a substitute who ends up, getting sent off or something stupid. They've got to go out to the media and apologise and basically go, I fucked up. But, referees, no, poor little referees, hardest job in the world. Bullshit. Fuck them, cunts. So, guys, how much I love to talk about Donald Trump on a podcast. I just want to talk about one thing, because it seems like every week there's just something with him that, he decides to say that's, gets the media in a little bit of a spin. Now, this week, stroke last week, by the time this video gets out, he basically called, allegedly, it's an important word here, allegedly. So he's denying it. I kind of hope he did say it because it's funny. But he basically called some countries that, frankly are shitholes. He called them shitholes. And the media went in a massive spin about it. A couple of people on CNN cried, the presenters, because they were so deeply offended by him calling countries that are shitholes, that the left would admit as shitholes, because we've got to accept immigration, uncontrolled from these countries to get them out of the shithole. But because Trump said shithole, it's racist to call a country a shithole. So,
did he quote call it a shithole?
Well, allegedly. He denies it. I hope he did, because, frankly, it's true and it's funny. Because some of these countries are shitholes. There's nothing racist about it, for fuck's sake. It's like Liverpool, it's a shithole, let's be honest. Parts of Liverpool are a shithole, parts of Thetford, Thetford's a shithole. There's nothing racist about it, it's just a fucking shithole. It's stating the obvious. If it wasn't a shithole, then why the fuck do all the people that are living in the place want to come over to America or Britain or this and that? Well, it's probably because it's a shithole. But it was just funny how the media reacted. It's like, the guy on CNN was crying, like a little baby. Oh, I'm so shocked. But, when some, immigrant coming from one of these shitholes actually killed someone at the border, an innocent person, did he cry? Did he fuck? Pathetic. Fake tears, crocodile tears. Suck my dick, you white-haired prick. Because he's got white hair. It's probably grey, but... So, I just want to ask you a philosophical question. Do you believe calling a country a shithole is racist? Not calling the people, not calling the people inside the country.
It's nothing to do with the people, though, is it?
No, exactly. Thank you, Lyle. Thank you very much for putting yourself in.
No, but you don't go. some parts of Birmingham is a shithole. You don't know every single person in that part.
No, you're not calling all the
Birmingham.
Brummies, shit. I mean, you can't even call. How do you call a person a shithole? Shithole means like a place, doesn't it? A hole is a
I
place.
think
It's
so.
not a person. I can't go, Lyle, you're a shithole. That wouldn't make sense.
It's like,
If I called you a shit bag, it probably would make sense. I mean, and it would definitely make sense, actually.
well, it's just like a very dirty and grimy place,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, it's just a shithole.
That just is how you describe it, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's
a
funny.
shithole.
This is Trump. This is why he was elected, because people find him fucking funny. He talks like normal people. He doesn't talk like a politician who would say, well, the country is, in dire problems. They don't have a lot of money. The government is corrupt. No, Trump just, joins all those words together, gives you a generalisation that, everybody says at home on their sofa and says, it's a shithole. Love it. Brilliant. Hilarious. That's why I think he's great being president, just because I love seeing it on the telly. I love seeing him have their meltdowns, have those pathetic things. It's like when he retweeted something on Twitter, oh my God. Because, retweets definitely mean endorsements. And apparently if you retweet something, like, you've got to make sure you check the source, the authenticity of it. You've got to go back to see actually who tweeted that and who actually retweeted it. Because if somebody retweeted it that was like, I don't know, a murderer, you're actually responsible for that, Lyle. So just be careful what you're bloody retweeting, because it's a terrible thing.
Well,
But
I'm
anyway,
responsible
I
for
want-
all of his murders.
I just wanted to bring that point up. One thing I do want to also do is, I'm sure nobody's watching Celebrity Big Brother because they're not sad like me, but there is a transgender woman in there, and he said man. I apologise to the woman. But basically her name is... she's out now. India. Out as in she's out the house, not like out of the closet. I had to Google what a closet was the other day. I kind of knew what it was, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't really. I thought it was just a wardrobe. I mean, it's a bit more than that. It's like a walk-in wardrobe. Hence why you walk out, you come out the closet. Because I always used to think, how can you come out of a wardrobe? Like, I mean, how do you even fit in a wardrobe? I mean, but you can fit on wardrobes. Depends. I mean, I used to be able to fit, but I don't think I can fit in a wardrobe now. But anyway, completely beside the point. But basically, she's transgender, okay? And she went in the house, and all she did was talk about it. Yeah, I'm transgender, look at my tits. And literally, she did that. She just had her tits out all the time. And frankly, they were disgusting. I was eating cornflakes once, watching one of the episodes where she just had them out. And frankly, I had to chuck the cornflakes in the bin because it was disgusting. It's not what I want to be seeing on an evening. It really, really isn't. Grossly inappropriate and not suitable for normal people. But anyway, that's beside the point. But she was basically talking about it all the time. And then there was a couple of housemates who accidentally, in conversation, referred to her as him. Completely accident. You could tell it was an accident. They apologised straight away. She made a massive deal out of it. And obviously, if she wouldn't have spoke about it constantly, then they wouldn't have fucking made the mistake. Never made the mistake again. Anyway, there's a guy in there called Genuine, or Genuine. Fucking stupid name. But his name is Genuine. I'm not even joking. It's not actually his name, obviously. It's like his stage name.
Bit of a genuine name.
It's like his stage name. It's a very... He's a bit of an ungenuine guy, really, when you think about it. But basically, she asked, and this is exactly what she said, would you date me? Right? She didn't even ask the philosophical question that I'm about to ask you, lot. She said, would you date me? And he said no. Right? Wasn't rude about it. He just said, no, I personally wouldn't. And she got in a massive deal about it. She then tried to say that he said he'd rather date 14-year-olds, which he did not say. She just went deluded. But she said it was transphobic and it was disrespectful and this and that. So my question is, Lau, the first question is really, would you date somebody who was transgender? So depending on what sex you're attracted to, you play along at home, folks. If you're a woman and you're attracted to it, let's not do it that way. If you're attracted to women, would you date a transgender woman? So somebody who was originally a man, had a nice, I was about to say nice cock, which is not what I'm going to say. Had a penis. Would you date them? If they then turn into a woman, they obviously still wouldn't have the thing. Or vice versa, if you were attracted to men, then would you date a woman who used to have and but it now has a obviously it doesn't really work completely fully, like you're not going to have babies, so this is a little thing about it. So would you allow, so for you, would you date her essentially was originally a man.
What?
Doesn't
That exact person?
Well, no, not exact person, but you know what I mean. Like, for example, a woman. 'Cause, you know, I mean, look at. I'll give you a good example. There's a transgender woman on YouTube. I think she's great. Some of her content's brilliant. She's politically not where you'd expect her to be. She's actually relatively in the centre, but that basically makes you right wing now. That basically makes you a Nazi in this day and age. Her name's Blair White, though. So if you want to give her a little Google, my question would be: would you date her? Now, originally she was a male, and I can confirm, as the picture does confirm, she is no longer a male.
Blair White, right?
Would you date? Make sure it's. Oh, well, I'm not going to say that actually. I mean, there's a porn star called not Blair White. I can't remember her surname. She won the. Did she win the Sex Factor? Did you watch that, Lyle? Was it just me? I know Harry definitely watched. It's like the X Factor, but the Sex Factor. Did you watch it?
I don't think I did.
It's like you should.
Must have been Harry.
You should watch it. It's like a. It's. I mean, I actually think I recommended it to him. It's like a porn version of the X Factor. So each week they do like challenges, and at the end of the week, they basically the two shittest ones basically fuck off. So you know, one week they might be giving each other blowjobs. The next week they might be doing a scene. It's very interesting. I feel like she won. She was one of the women that won, but I could be wrong. Yeah, like, give that a watch. Anybody else at home? Give that a watch. You know, if you've got free time. It's about 6 episodes. It's actually quite funny. It's quite good as well. It's actually quite a good show. I have to admit. You know, like, I've got to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be really disgustingly like cringy and corny, but it was actually what made it funny is that it was kind of like a professional setting for something like that. And it was like, this is a bit ridiculous, but it was actually kind of interesting. And some of them were shit. Like, I mean, some of them like made you feel sick. So, it's only an interesting show, one that I would advise you to watch. Better than me describing it. But anyway, back to the original question. Don't know how the hell I got onto that. But would you?
I think she's very pretty, but
come on, man. You know, you can use another word. You know, I mean, it's because I'm pretty. I mean, that is just so.
What?
2000 and I mean, it's not even 2017. It's like 2012. You know, people use lit now and peng. God, I hate that word.
Yeah, but I don't say that unless I'm around college people.
And showing off.
But and showing off. But yeah, she's a very pretty girl. I'm want kids at some stage. I know there's ways of getting sort of around that, if you see what I mean.
Right.
But I would personally say no.
You wouldn't.
No, but even, you know, if you would have just told me to Google Blair White, I wouldn't have known.
Oh no, you know,
because
you never know.
It's just, you know.
So you wouldn't.
No, me personally, not. No. What about you?
No. Well,
reasoning.
I don't think I would. No. That's the other thing.
But you see what I mean, though. You can't. As I say, if you wouldn't have told me that she. You know,
you'd be like, oh my god, yeah, no, I definitely fuck her.
No, it's nothing to do with that. I just don't think so.
No, but I mean, if I didn't tell you she was transgender, I think you probably would say that. You know, let's be honest here, Lyle. But no, for me, no, I wouldn't. Well, I don't. I'm kind of a bit more 50-50, you know.
Depends. I know, yeah, the more.
But at the same time, no, I wouldn't. Now, the question is here: do you think that is wrong? Do you think that by not saying that you would be with a transgender woman or man, that you are inherently transphobic for said opinion or view?
No, because you can say that about anybody. They don't have to be transgender. You could say that you wouldn't want to go out with somebody.
You wouldn't want to go out with some people are not attracted to black people. Some people are not attracted to white people. Some people are not attracted to Asians.
And that's not racist or anything.
No, it's just
a personal preference.
It's just a preference. And so long as your preference is not children, then I don't really... or animals or anything like that, then I don't personally have a problem with it.
Have you seen like these weirdest addiction videos where this was one bloke who was attracted
kissing a car
to no. This is one bloke who was attracted to blow up
animals
up
fucking
and stuff like
inflatable
that. Yeah. So he was going out and sleeping with like these 30 blow up.
Can Can you imagine he was doing it a little bit too hard and it accidentally exploded? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bang!
It's so weird though. Like some people are addicted to eating glass, eating plastic. I don't know.
There was
what
someone
other-
who was
drinking blood.
someone was eating-
drinking paint.
eating their husband's ashes.
I've seen that. What is wrong with?
You know. That's why I'm not getting cremated, because I'm not being eaten. I'm not taking any risks.
How would you want to go? Just being buried, being frozen.
The whole, oh god, I actually nearly said about this as a topic. The whole idea of cremation scares the living shit out of me. Because I think the problem is, because we as humans, we can't fully understand the thought of non-consciousness, if you know what I mean. So when you think about cremation, I think most people think, oh my god, it's going to hurt. Now, you're dead, so really it shouldn't hurt. But because we can't comprehend not being conscious, not being alive, the easiest way to do it is probably when you're asleep and you don't really remember anything. That's probably the easiest way to kind of relate to it. But I hate the idea of fire. I'm scared of fire. The thought of being cremated scares them shit out of me. And if you get cremated and there's like a zombie apocalypse, you're fucked. You know, because like you're not going to come back as dust. Let's be honest here. If you are, like, who's going to be scared of dust? Let's be honest. So I couldn't do that, and I don't like the whole thought of your whole life and everything is down to a little fucking box of ashes.
Yeah.
I don't. That just is like, no, I can't do it. Although it's nice to be able to give like a little bit to everyone, if you know what I mean. You know, so like you can have some ashes and you can have some. It's like I'm fucking dealing it out here. That's not what I meant. You know what I mean?
Even
Like
that, though.
your mum can, you know, you can have some. Your sister can have some. This and that. So you've all got a little part of it. But
not even that though. A couple. Well, it would have been not this December, but last December when Grandad died.
yeah.
He was cremated and he's just buried. So nobody has a part of it.
No, of course, no. You don't need to. That's just one thing that some people do. Not everybody gets put in what they call urns. You know, some people are just scattered.
But then,
buried.
What happens? What happens when people, for example, if this person was a fisherman and they died, and then the person who is cremated and the family want to spread their ashes out into the sea, so they've got nothing left of the person whatsoever. Is there still a tombstone for them?
Well,
what happens?
A lot of people, you still have like a little place, like a little tomb. Like a little stone or a little plaque. Because tombstones are fucking expensive as fuck. I don't think people realise how expensive they are. You know, like, that's why I don't really want anything. The idea of being buried scares them shit out of me. Because...
Buried alive.
Exactly. That is like my worst nightmare. As well as drowning or being burnt. So that scares me, and I think if I ever woke up, like it would get so claustrophobic.
So pretty much anything to do with death just scares you.
Oh yeah, God no, I have severe.
Which, if anybody says that they're not afraid of death, I think they're absolutely.
I don't think a lot of people give it much thought, whereas I give it a lot of thought, which is fucking. I have the fear of death. Like, there's some fucking term for it. I don't know what the fuck it is. It goes in spits and flats. Sometimes it's really. I'm going to do a video on it because I don't actually think I've ever explained it properly. I think if I actually did explain it, people would be like, oh my god, that's fucked up. Because it is quite fucked up. You know, I'll give you a little example. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it for the video. I might give you the example off camera. But,
okay.
No, it's a bit fucked up. Anyway. Freezing's probably my most... one that I'm more inclined to do. Although it's 100 grand. So, I need to be winning the lottery, basically. But I always think maybe...
And then if there was a zombie apocalypse, you're sorted.
Not only am I sorted, but then if they ever did work out like how to bring people back from dead,
you're sorted.
But then hopefully there's a heaven and we don't have to fucking worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, we die and our souls do go to a heaven. I mean, I probably will be in hell. I'm a sinner. You know, I was born a sinner. I die a sinner. Otherwise, I went a little bit Booker T there, so I do apologise. But you know, hopefully there's a heaven and we can go and be with people again and, you know, have a great time. I was thinking, you know, like, in heaven though, I'm not being funny, but I hope it's just not like just people. Like, there's got to be football, there's got to be betting, there's got to be some good stuff there. Otherwise I'll just get bored. There's only so long you can talk to your family and friends, let's be honest.
It's like, my ideal situation of heaven would be, it's literally like, I'd like to think it is like lucid dreaming, if you see what I mean. You could do anything and you just can't die, but you're in like this, I don't know, it's just like heightened world, like the atmosphere's buzzing.
You like on
It's
clouds.
like everything's
it's
good.
Like you don't have to eat. You don't ever have to sleep.
Yeah,
Everybody
like
loves each other.
like the world's just like a happy place.
I know that's
you
like
see what
I
mean?
know that's like a pansy thing to say. It's a bit like, it's a bit bent, but I mean I have bed, so
No, but it genuinely
nice,
sounds
isn't it?
good.
It's like peaceful. You haven't got to worry about oh god, I was going to say Mohammed El blah blah, bombing you or running you down, but that was a little bit inappropriate. But you haven't got to worry about that. You haven't got to worry about terrorism. You haven't got to worry about some crazy white guy at a US college coming and shooting you. You haven't. Do you know what I mean? I know I'm taking the piss, but at the same time I'm being serious. You haven't got to worry about any of that. There's none of those bad people. There's not murderers. There's not paedophiles. There's not child molesters. There's not these terrorists, whether they be religious terrorists or whether they be fucking domestic terrorists. There's none of those people because they're in hell together.
So it's just like a better,
It's just nice,
safer,
happy place.
happier version of what it's like now.
Where you lose, your good traits are still there. Your bad traits, you work on and you learn on, and they don't really matter anymore. Everybody. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I think that's everyone's idea of heaven, unless you like a bad person.
When people say,
Sorry.
when I die,
That was
I want to come. Like when people have the thought that when they die they come back as like, I don't know,
a butterfly or something.
a zebra or a bee or a butterfly or something like that. But you're just, I don't know, it just doesn't. You're coming back to the same place.
No, fuck that. If I came back, I'd want to be like a fish or something, like somewhere a bit different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like
Yeah.
I mean, no, in my luck, I feel like if reincarnation is a thing, then I will come back as a fucking fly and just be swatted straight away. Fucking get out of my fucking ass! Bang, squatting into a million pieces, and then next I come back as a bee
and
or
then
something.
what happens? Yeah. And then you're swatted again.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Like reincarnation, and I apologise for that going like that, but I didn't mean to do it so loudly. I meant to mute myself, but I didn't, so I apologise. It was a bit rude. But as you said, I do it every video that I'm on with you, so keep tradition alive. But with reincarnation, there are a lot of people that can recall a previous life. Now I have an image in my head right now. Just thinking about it, it always brings back to this image of basically, it's kind of, I would say Victorian kid, quite a fat kid, I would say about, I don't know, I'm always bad at, I can tell if like 6-year-old and downwards I can tell, but then it's like from like 6 to like 11, I can't tell, do you know what I mean? Like it could be an 8-year-old and I'll be like, yeah, they're 11, I can't fucking tell the difference. It's like those years for me are like, I get confused. So we'll say like from about 7 to 11. Could have been any of the ages, don't honestly know. But anyway, I'm walking down this Victorian street. Felt like it's London, it might not have been. And I'm eating these like boiled sweets from like this, like the brown packages that you used to get in the old, well,
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't there, so I mean, how the fuck would you know? But I mean, I was there, it's basically what I'm getting at here. And basically, I ate one, I fucking choked on it, and just died. Just fell over on the street and just died on the street. But I mean, where's that story come from? I haven't manifested it. It feels real. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes, like talking about it makes my throat go funny. So I think that might have been, say, like a previous life that I had, that I then died for. But then again, I feel like I'm being a bit retarded saying that. You can do these hypnotherapy sessions that take you back to your previous life. Now, whether you believe in it or not, who knows? But I'd be interested to do that. And if they took me back to this one, well, I'm fucking nailed on that I believe in reincarnation and I'm going to become a Buddhist. Do you know what I mean? Because how the fuck would they know? But it is weird. Where's that story come from? Why is every time I bring up, like, reincarnation, it comes into me. I can picture it now. Picture myself going down the street, down the street, and I'm saying to myself now in my brain, don't eat the fucking sweet, you stupid cunt, because you're going to choke. You've done this 1,000 times now. Fucking work it out, you stupid Victorian prick.
Do you see it sometimes when you're sleeping?
Not in a dream, no. During the day, it's at night I can see it. Do you know what I mean? But like, it's not.
It's like, it's like when people say that's like deja vu.
I get that a lot.
Do you think that's like little glimpses of what you've done in a previous life?
Well, either that or it's fucking. There's time travelers about. When you laugh, but that's actually a lot. It's not really logical. None of this is logical, but that would then explain it, because then you actually are reliving that point, aren't you? Because you know they've gone back, they've took you back, so you've got to fucking live it again. You just don't know, because they've come around with that thing in Men in Black, and what's it called? That little thing that they press, and it's like, you will not remember anything. You've been out all day, you've had whatever, and then you forget it all. So it's like it's a bit like that. I think I'd love to. That's another question quickly. We'll go back to the death thing in a minute. Would you rather go to the past or to the future? We should do a would you rather, actually. That'd be quite a good episode, because although it sounds ridiculous,
Definitely.
you could, like, for that question, it's like, usually when you do it at home on one of these online ones and you go through like 30 pages a night, maybe it's just me because I haven't got a life, but you get like a question
No,
like,
we could do that.
you get like a question like, would you rather, like I just said, go to the past or to the present, and you just, or to the future, and you literally click one very quickly and you move on to the next question. But in a podcast, we could actually talk about it and explain it, couldn't we?
Yeah.
So let's do a preview, right?
Okay.
So, would you rather? Question number one. Would you rather go to the past or the future?
For me, because I'm so interested in history, I'd go to the past.
Further question. What part of the past?
What part of the past am I most interested in? I'm very interested in the war and stuff like that, but I wouldn't go to that time. I think I'd go to the Greek, because I just think that was like either the Greeks or the Egyptian times, when they were building the pyramids and Tutankhamun and all that stuff.
I'd like to meet old too.
I think I'd go to either one of those two. But then, to see what's happening in the future, but then, would I want to see, like, something of me happening in the future?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I actually don't know how to answer the question. Part of me would like to go to the future, like 1,000 years, but then what the fuck if I went there and, like, nothing was there?
And then what happens?
I'd be like, oh my god. Do you know what I mean? So at the same time, I would kind of like to go back to like the war, but at the same time, I wouldn't. But I would. You know what I mean? Like split.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see Hitler in person, so I can like try and assassinate him. And then
that's what most people. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people go, if you could go back to the past, what would you do? And they're all like, assassinate Hitler.
Yeah.
But as we say, it's never assassinate Stalin, is it?
No shit. I even did my own thing there. I could have said assassinate.
You could have said assassinate Stalin.
Right, let's just rewind. Let's just go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Just press the thing. Just press that thing, Lyle, and tell the viewers to tell them a different story. To go, you have just gone to the toilet quickly, and now you're coming back to watch it or something like that.
Okay, well, I'm just going to the toilet.
No, you've got to tell the viewers that. It's Men in Black. We're going back in time. You've got to tell them, you press the button, this is your time to tell them a different story.
Okay. So, today, you went out of your house and you were at the park, you went to the toilet, and you never met anybody that said that they would like to assassinate Hitler or anything like that. You will not remember anything. And 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room. That's off Little Britain, I think.
I'd actually quite like to go back and assassinate Stalin.
Oh, that's a really good... Oh,
I think that's a unique answer as well, because I think a lot of people say assassinate Hitler.
I know. That is really good. You have really thought that one through there.
Yeah, definitely. God, we're retarded. We really are. You can tell we've done this one late.
Yeah.
I turn into a movie star at night, so I try to sometimes do some movie star voices.
And I'm just running off of 2 hours of sleep.
Well, I don't want to talk about sleep last night. God, I swear I have insomnia. I'm not even joking. Can't get to sleep before 4:30. But I think we should do a would you rather thing special. I think we could even do that next episode. I'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Back to the death thing. So really, we have got. What about you? Let's talk first.
How would I like to go?
Let's talk about the cremation. Does that excite you? Do you think, that's that one? I look forward to that.
No, I don't want my legacy, my life, being brought down to it being just burnt away, and then my ashes being left. I don't like the thought of that. And I don't know. If you're frozen, can your family see you?
No.
Okay. Because I wouldn't like the thought of me being frozen, and then my family just coming to visit every so often. You know, because it would be the similar thing to like a grave.
Yeah, and just sit. Well, no, you'd have like people that get cremated. You'd have a little place that would say Lyle Austin, whatever year to whatever year, died a irrelevant human, frozen at the Frozen Center in Miami or something.
But would I want to go to Miami?
Oh, Lyle, you wouldn't have to go to Miami. I mean, it's an example. You'd be in there with all the other frozen people. Oh, God, that would scare the fuck out of me.
I don't know. It all just seems shit.
Can you imagine working at one of those places? I don't know whether you actually go in freezers. I don't think you do. Can you imagine there's a lot of freezers about, and you're a bit sort of, maybe you came in a little bit drunk or something, you were high or something, and you put your lunch in one of the freezers. You accidentally went into the wrong freezer to get it out, and this body fell out. God,
Oh.
it would be tragic. I've just thought of a really good comedy horror film. I have actually. But I know not just that idea, but I just spawned an idea there. So we're going to be doing a comedy horror short film in the summer. I'm definitely doing a short film.
Yeah.
I have said about that before, and but
Definitely.
I'm definitely going to be doing that. And I want to start doing it in the next couple of weeks actually, because I know it's going to take me ages. I'm going to try and do it. And this is going to sound ridiculous. The first one I do, I'm going to try and do it solely me. And I'm going to do everything, because that's going to be like the quirky thing about it. And it's so that when people go, oh my God, that's so shit, I'm going to be like, yeah, but like I was on my own and this and that. And then like next one I do, I want it to be like those people.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll get you to come do some of the camera work on the first one, but we won't tell anyone about that.
But one of my main priorities is to go and see Darkest Hour.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got to go and see that.
Can you just imagine, like this short film, got into the cinema, and at the end, obviously, you have the credits. Just imagine it. It just come down. It's just everything would be Cameron Crowe. It'd be like my dream.
Cameron Crowe. And then just at the end, in the smallest text possible, cameraman Lyle.
Yeah.
Just like right in the corner, like side 1.
Yeah, that would be funny. So,
but going back to death,
we've writ off cremation.
Probably...
We've writ off. Well, you haven't really. Have you writ off being frozen?
Probably, yeah.
So the last one we've really got is being buried alive. Just being buried.
I'd say buried.
Really? You don't worry about waking up.
I don't know. You pose. I don't know. It's like you pose such a good question, but in the back of my head, it's like, is that a good question? Though?
No, I know.
Because you're dead.
Yeah, no, it's retarded, isn't it? Actually, it's like a stupid question. But at the same time, you can't. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by.
But like in 20 years, am I going to wake up just a bag of bones?
God, Carl, you scared me even more.
No, but you see what I mean. You see.
I told Mum when I went to the FA Cup final, and this is terrible to say, but there was a lot of terrorist attacks at the time, and I wouldn't think I was going to die in a terrorist attack, but you do like think in the back of your mind like, oh my God, what if I did? And I was like, Mum, I'm being serious when I say it. If anything fucking happened to me now, the FA Cup final, or just in the near future, and I haven't written my will, there's no point in me writing a will at the moment. I haven't got anything to leave. Obviously, with fucking 17, 18, 9, 18. All right? Yeah, no, I am 18. I was like, I do not want to be fucking cremated. She's like, no, I'm not. Don't worry, I won't cremate you. She was like, jovial about it. She was like, happy. It seemed like she was happy. Oh, don't worry, I won't cremate you. We'll find something else. Don't worry about it. I'm thinking, fucking hell, man. You just laugh and is this how you'd react if I died? It'd just be funny to you. Don't worry, we'll find something. I thought, fuck me, just show a bit of compassion. But anyway, so I don't know what she'd have done. I don't know what she thinks. I don't want to be buried. My ideal, this is actually what I did say to someone. My ideal, I actually had this conversation with a 75-year-old, which, when I thought about it, I felt actually bad because I'm the one that started the conversation. And it's like, they're like quite, they're more close to death than you would think if I'm lucky than I am, if you know what I mean. And I decided to bring this conversation up with a 75-year-old who's probably worried sick about it. Great idea, Cameron. And they actually agreed with me. They said they would like to basically just be sitting on a chair in a room. So if they woke up, you just get up.
That is terrifying.
Why?
Oh, that really scared me. All of the hairs are standing up on my back of my neck.
Really?
I don't like that at
I'll tell you where I got the idea from. I was watching Doc Martin on the telly
Oh, Jesus.
a couple of series ago, maybe even 3-4 series ago. And basically, there was just this. They went to this farm place. Doc Martin's a great thing, great show, love it. And basically, went in this fucking room, and it's this fucking person's dead there, and they've been like dead for like 2 weeks, and it's been like 6 months. I don't know how the body hadn't like started to. Anyway, I'm not going to get technical about it. And he was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to let her go, you know, blah blah blah. She's just going to sit in her chair. She's doing no harm." And obviously, she was in the chair, and I was like, "Oh, that's such a really good idea." But obviously, you don't think so.
No, you've really fucking freaked me out by that.
Because you could. Why does it freak you out?
I don't know. All right,
it's just all right. Maybe not sitting up then, just laying in bed.
Yeah, that's better.
Lying in bed.
Not if I open the door to you and you're just fucking sat there.
Sat there looking at you. And then you come back the next day and I've got my eyes shut and you're thinking, what the fuck?
No, shut up. I'm going to have nightmares.
And then I'll stand up. Start chasing you. You never uploaded that fucking podcast in time. You beat me in that FIFA video. Which you fucking did as well. Would you... That's another question. You know, would you haunt somebody?
Nobody's done any wrongdoing to me as of yet.
I'll tell you what, love. I've got a list longer than my mum's shopping list of people that I would be haunting. I would definitely haunt you.
You've actually made me feel really sick.
I'd haunt you quickly. You know, I'd just give you a little thing. You just wake up one morning and I'd just be sitting next to the bed going, hello. And then I just...
I might actually have to... I'm going to have to go get a drink.
And then I just go.
No, you've actually made me... I'm going to have to go get a drink. Just keep talking.
What a wet fart he is, folks. What a wet fart. No, I do not.
I don't know why.
No, that I have to admit, when I said the sitting up thing,
no,
it fucked me up. It did fuck me up a little bit because I was like, actually, now I've said it out loud. I actually don't think I said it like that when I was speaking to the person. I think I more said just be in a room somewhere on your own. Do you know what I mean? Like just locked room.
Stop.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be back in like
There's
2
nothing
seconds.
wrong with that though.
I'll be back.
What a wet fart. But seriously, like, you know, talking to you guys now, it's, you know, the cremation thing is a no-no for me. The buried thing, I don't like the idea of that. I know people have been buried, I know people have been cremated. But, I mean, the whole thing, I mean, what we're getting at here is we don't really want to die, so, I mean, some days the idea isn't that bad of an idea, you know. When Chelsea draw 0-0 for 33rd consecutive time, it, you know, probably would be a plausible idea. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that's what we're getting at. I don't know if there's a way. The freezing. I like the idea of being frozen. But see, what I like is the idea of, God forbid I was to come back, there'd be some way that I would be able to, you know, get up, open the door, unlock the door, walk out the door. See, if you've been cremated, you're fucked. And if you've been buried, you're fucked as well because you can't come out of the ground unless you're the Undertaker, isn't it?
Oh my god!
I mean, the only thing with that's the other thing. I think cremated is the feeling. Is, you know, oh my god, what if I felt it? The buried thing is not so much the feeling, but it's like the oh my god, trapped. Oh, hello, welcome back.
That really fucked me up. That did.
I don't know why.
No, but it's like, imagine if you walked into a room and your nan was just...
Well, yeah, but like, it wouldn't be in your fucking house.
No, I'm not...
It would be like underground, like rather than having like tombs, you know, because you do realise, you know, these, you know, people that get buried, they're actually under the ground.
Yeah.
They are fucking there. Like, you've probably walked over a couple of people before. You know, like, so you'd just be under the ground in like a tube station, but it would be like a tube station of little houses for Dead people? No, it's fucked up, isn't it? Yeah, no, I've realised. I've clocked Lyle.
Oh my god.
I've clocked it's retarded.
Jesus Christ, that really...
God, I hope people aren't watching this at 12 o'clock.
It's like you just...
Because they're going to have some nightmares.
You know, you've just been taken over by the devil when you said that. I was like, what the fuck are you thinking?
It's a good idea, kinda.
Kind of.
What, have you got a better alternative, Lyle?
Just being buried?
Well, then what if you wake up?
I don't want
You
to
haven't
wake
got a solution.
up. I don't want to wake up.
Well, I don't want to die, but it's going to happen, so what if you did?
We would all be sent up into space.
Well, now you're just being ridiculous.
No, but that is a way how some people want to go. Being sent up into space.
What? What do you mean by sent up into space? What's their bodies are just...
No, like in little like caskets.
Oh, great! So you have a problem though with me being in a little underground room on my own, but you don't have a problem with these bodies flying around. So when all of a sudden on a Saturday evening on the weather, we don't just have to worry about sleet, snow, rain. We now have to worry about dead bodies.
No, but
there's going to be a shower of dead bodies on Saturday. So watch out if you're outside. We'll have the clear up teams on that one on Sunday, and all routes should be cleared by Monday morning. Great idea, Lyle.
No, but your fucking idea. We would have millions and billions of people that if there was a zombie apocalypse, they're just waiting to open their doors and fucking... And they're all there. They're all there.
Get
ready.
The key and that's it. No, but that's right. It'd be underground.
Yeah, but if the zombies manage... No, but if one just wakes up, he's got Mildred, Bob, Sid, all next to him.
I'll tell you what. This is going to fuck you up again. And I apologise. But what would be scary is if you were put in like the same room as other people. Oh God, no! That is. Oh no.
So effectively, what you're saying is, like the Jews, they were all just thrown in together.
Yeah,
it would be like that.
Yeah, I didn't think of that as an example. I got to be honest with you, Lyle. But yeah. Oh God. I think what we're getting at here is that death is a really horrible, uncomfortable thing,
and there's really no good way to go.
No, but I think the thing is, I think talking about it's good because I don't think people talk about it enough. And I think that spawns a lot of anxiety and fear for people because it is
fucking nightmares.
It is stupid, really, to fear death because you can't fucking change it. But at the same time, it's like, what's the point in worrying about something you can't change? Well, yeah, there isn't really any point to it, but there's not a lot of good about worrying about anything. So, I think I worry about stuff that I can't change more than I worry about stuff that I can change because I can't change them. That's what I'm fucking worrying about. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? No. So I don't really think the whole thing of don't worry about something you can't change. I just think that's like fucking pointless and deluded, frankly.
I think this has been a very good podcast.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's been a good one. It's been a very dark one.
Yeah, but it started off pretty light with my stories and then about the VAR.
Oh, yeah, this has been a very heavy podcast at the end, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think it's probably... I think if we slapped the music industry on at the end of this, it would be a bit too much and too all over the place.
Yeah, it'd be too much, and it would be... I don't think I can go from talking about death to talking about Justin Bieber or Shawn Mendes.
I think it's a very good place to end it then, and then we'll talk about the music industry on the next podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
And at least in this episode, there wasn't much talking about like what's happened in the news or anything like, apart from briefly about Donald Trump and about the VAR, and so that's actually a plus. But then we started talking about death. So you can never have a happy podcast with us.
Is it my turn to end the damn thing?
It is your turn.
Well, like life, I am going to end the podcast. All good things and bad things do have to come to an end. That's what I always say to people. this is why I think everybody should be depressed, but also happy at the same time. Because if you're depressed, I'd say, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to die one day, so don't be too depressed. And if you're happy, I'd be like, no, don't be too happy because you're going to die one day. So that's my task, is to make everyone depressed.
I would say likewise, but that's just not... I don't want to make everyone depressed.
Well, I want everyone to feel like me. Do you know what I mean? I'm joking. What a retarded podcast has been. It's 10:30, and as you guys are probably all aware, you know, as the evening goes on, I get a little bit dark, I must admit. This is at 10:30 now. Bear in mind I can't get to sleep before 4:30. You can imagine my brain at half 4.
You're already there, making the room for you for when you die.
Oh no, I've already died at this point. I've already died, but I've already come back and died again. I did think about a film. And actually, what I did think about was, it's probably been done before, but basically, what if every time you died, you came back to life? Yeah. How the hell would that work? Because basically, I think what you'd have is people would just be able to do anything and everything, because a lot of the reasons people don't do a lot of stuff is because they're like, oh my god, I could die doing this. So people would do the stupidest shit. People would be going out, you know, you'd have like an argument on Snapchat with somebody, and they'd end up shooting them.
Yeah.
Because they could then, it would just be fucking crazy. Like, how on earth would that work?
Like, that reminds me of Happy Death Day.
Oh shit,
when
I wanted to see that.
That only came out a couple months ago, and then pretty much she was stuck in the same day, and then she was going absolutely mental, and then because this same person was killing her every single day, and then she started to enjoy it. But then she had to kill the person to get out of it.
Yeah, to stop dying in that day.
Yeah.
Imagine if that's what actually happened when you die. Because that's the thing, we genuinely don't know. Like, scientists have said that...
What, you just relive your death over and over and over and over and over and over and over again?
You live the day again, and you have to try and... Or, you know, what if we get these deja vus? Because when we die, we go right back to start life and do it all again.
Oh, God, I couldn't deal with that.
Well, maybe you're already dealing with it, like, maybe this is the 53rd time you've gone through the same life. But you don't know, that's what I'm getting at, do you know what I mean? And these scientists say that, you know, there's the possibility of parallel universes, but the same scientists tell you that you're deluded for believing in God. So hang on a minute, we're deluded for thinking that there's a creator that may have created everything. Well, I say we are, I'm not saying that any of us are religious, but religious people are deluded for thinking that there's a God who created stuff, which would explain how the chicken got here and the egg got here, if you know what I mean. Because, well, God put a chicken on the thing first. So that whole chicken and egg argument that can expand to a lot of things is gone. You know, why there's enough everything, why we're the Goldilocks planet, because God fucking created it. You know what I mean? You know, it'd explain a lot of things. But, they're stupid for believing that. But, we think that definitely there could be parallel universes. That means absolutely everything, every conceivable thing that could be happening, infinite, possibilities, is actually happening somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, which one sounds a little bit more realistic, Lyle? I think the God one.
Mm-hmm.
But, God, no. You've got to believe science, haven't you? That's the thing. All these atheists, oh God, no, I don't know what you are, Lyle. Whether you are a believer or whether you're like an agnostic or whatever.
I'm sort of... most of the time I don't believe, but there's a part of you. Are you one of those?
Yeah. So you're probably more agnostic. But I can't stand a lot of these atheists that are like, you're deluded, look at science, look at this. But like we said before, do they actually understand the science?
No, I didn't.
Everybody looks at the stars at night and goes, oh, they're planets or they're stars. The stars, they're planets. That was retarded, Cameron. Do you know what I mean? You look at the moon and you go, oh, it's the moon. But do you know it's the fucking moon? Have you ever been on the moon? No cunt's ever been on the moon.
What was I going to say?
So we do just believe things because science. So why can't we believe things because we these people, religious people feel like they have a connection to God. They feel it in their soul.
Like,
But isn't that more powerful than actually just believing science? Because science, which science is proven, every time they prove something right in science, I said this to you before, like, probably I say it all the time. Every time they prove something right in science, it disproves something else.
mhm.
So, you know, you'd look at what they believed in 10 years ago about the way the world started to what they believe in now. I guarantee it'd be completely different. So
Wow.
what? So what? I'm meant to believe 2018 science about how the world started, but I'm also meant to believe 2028 science of how the world started. That is completely different. That doesn't make sense. You can criticize religion all you like, but the one thing is, pretty much it stays the same of how it's created.
Yeah, I see that, definitely.
Do you see what I mean? And I'm not coming from a particularly religious person. That's coming from just a straight up person. It pisses me off. But I don't know whether you got anything to say. I interrupted.
I don't know if I can remember it now. Well, it's just the amount of scientists that there are. There's so many that have different opinions and different theories. That how are you supposed to believe them? Because they all just disagree with each other.
And they chat so much shit. I don't know what they're saying.
If they actually
You know what I
talked
mean?
in human terms,
English.
and we could understand them.
I don't know what a is. It's like a fucking foreign language. I would
They
understand
do it.
more if you.
I reckon they do it because they don't know what the fucking hell they're talking about, and they try to make out like they do.
Definitely. It's like Russell Brand. You know who he is?
Mhm.
The next Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
I say that. You should listen to him speak, right? My mum loves him for some unknown reason. Disgusting looking man. Disgusting human. You know, the way he speaks about women is fucking disgusting. It's fucking gross. You know. And I'm all for people, you know, having a little bit of banter and stuff like that, both women and men. But he is just disgusting. And I was saying this to Mum. He'll be the next one that's doing a lot of this, gets away with it, and when he dies, we find out about it. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but I fucking see it. Because he speaks about it like it. Disgusting, man. Anyway, the way he speaks, if you watch him, says all these big flash fucking words. What he's saying makes no fucking sense. If you go and look at some of the words he's using, they don't even make sense, though.
Yeah.
The words he's saying are like, you know, let's say he's talking about a Christmas tree. You know, the word he's just used to describe this Christmas tree is actually a political term. It's like, what are you fucking running on about? Should have done it the other way round, because he usually talks about politics. And I don't understand what people think, because I don't think they're clever. It's like when people use big words when, like, messaging you. It's like, shut up. Talk normally.
Yeah.
It's like, rather than saying I'm fucked off, to say I'm so, you know, furiously... I don't know any big words. I can't distinguish my fury between my absolute... See, I can't do it because I don't know how to speak. But you know what I mean? It's like, shut up. You're fucked off. Just sound fucked off.
It's like, it's so infuriating how his ideology is completely different.
Paramount. And it's fundamentally the problem with the institution of the and the North.
And then you're like, just stop reading the dictionary. Just like go into a random page and fucking sticking it in my text.
My policy is, if a word's longer than 10 words, I ain't listening to it. So if you say a word that's longer than 10 words, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to switch off.
10, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because, I mean, find me an 11-letter word that's relevant. There ain't. You know, it's like in English, and he says, don't use the word bad. Bad is a bad word. Right? I'll put fucked off then. Shit.
Oh.
Then I'll say, you know, but I mean, what? You know, if something's bad, it's bad. Okay, you know, descriptive literature. I don't mind it in books, maybe. Because they have to use words, because it's kind of exciting that way.
Well, they can't go, I was fucked off.
And then I find myself a lot of the time reading, you know, stuff and spending an hour Googling the words.
Yeah.
To even know remotely what the hell's going on. And not only do I feel like a complete dickhead who should be picked up by the yellow bus, but I also just don't understand what they're saying. And I get to the point where I'm like, I don't actually care. And it's this snobbery, innit? They do it to be snobbish. They do it because they want you to go, oh, you're clever. When actually I look at you and think, you're an absolute prick. And I'm convinced a lot of people just put something in the thesaurus and just pick the most ridiculous sounding word. That just annoys me now. It really doesn't annoy me. It's like when we have conversations, we don't talk like that. Like, I could not be with somebody who spoke like that. I don't mind people being posh, and using posh words to a certain extent, but you have to talk normally. If you stub your toe on a fucking plug, or you stand on a plug or something, I want you to go, fuck, not, oh, golly fucking gosh. I said fuck anyways. I mean, I've completely...
Oh, bother.
Oh my goodness, I'm so disgusted in my own self for standing on that delinquent plug. I'll be like, oh God, go stick the plug up your fucking arse and leave the fucking house. But it's been a long ending to the podcast, but we'll end it there. A lot of topics. Basically what we're saying to those people is get your head out the fucking dictionary and get a life. I mean, do you concur, Lyle? Notice how I said rather than agree, I said concur because I wanted to be a hypocrite.
I do agree to a certain extent. Yeah, definitely.
To a certain extent, that's quite a posh way of saying it.
Exactly. Good.
Because look, do you reckon the Queen speaks like it? I don't.
No, but I
reckon she swears a lot.
Do you reckon she's like, Philip, one is pissed off with you because she refers to herself as one.
I reckon she's like, fuck off, Philip. Go get me a tea. And like when she's in a meeting with some people and they're trying to be like, I reckon she's just like, oh, sorry guys, I got to go for a shit quickly. We'll resume in 30 minutes.
I hope she is.
I'm just going to go listen to Stormzy. You shut up in the back there. I bet she's like that. That would be funny. Just imagine it.
Oh.
I'm just going to go sit on my gold throne, bruv.
I think that she was probably like that when she was younger. But I don't know. Maybe.
Nah, they'd never have been like that. And I like people being polite. I like people talking properly. I don't like people talking. That's the thing. I don't like people using ridiculous words, but at the same time, I don't like people that talk like brav and blad and in it and how you doing, fam?
But there's using posh words to a certain extent, and then there's talking absolute gibberish, and then there's using slang and all of those terms, and then talking normally. What one do you find more detestable? Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't like the word... what word what's it? I don't like the word paying very much. No. Lit. So you would say you find those more annoying than the people that say like, No, but because I know what the slang means. I don't know what if they say like grotesque amongst you ascaloo. I don't. Yeah, but does it like when you like if you had to pick to have a conversation with somebody who talks like, I hate doing blood, oh, do you fan blood fam, like the guy on Arsenal TV. I'd probably speak to a posh person. Yeah, so would I. Just because I actually think when you're talking to those, do you find when you talk to someone posh, you do naturally become a little bit posh? Yes, you refrain from swearing and cursing. Well, I find that quite difficult, I must admit, but normal people do. It's like, when you go into a Chinese and you order and you're like, I have some chicken balls. And you're like, oh, God. You're not doing it to be disrespectful. You just do it. You just do it naturally. Because it's like when they're talking like that, and okay, that's the fried rice. You do accidentally do it sometimes. And I must think, God, because I know people that have done it before. I think I was with Keris and Charlie once, and one of us went in and asked for chicken balls and said it like that, and and we all absolutely died. But I felt so sorry for it was a little woman, because that's the thing. I was thinking the other day, do you get tall Asian people? I don't know. Have you ever seen a tall Asian person? They're all small, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just dawned on me. Let me have a little Google. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's nothing. That's not
racist is there anything to say that, is it?
No.
No. It's like, that's the other thing. And somebody said this to me the other day, and I thought about it, and I was like, oh my God. Actually, I saw something on the telly, right, first thing, where it was on ITV Anglia, got to love local news, and they said that this guy did this research into football, and he said that certain positions, black people predominantly get given, was the way he described it, wing positions and strikers. Right?
Mm.
So basically what he's getting at is that it's racist because they're not often central midfielders, goalkeepers, centre backs. And I kid you not, when he said centre mids, the first two players I thought of, Kante and Pogba. When he said centre back, first player I thought of, it's the first two players I thought of, was fucking Zuma and Bailly.
Mm.
And when he said black goalie, I have to admit, I couldn't think of anyone originally. I'm trying to think of one now.
Kameni from... Does he play for Malaga?
Dida. How do you say his name?
Is it Dida?
Brazilian.
Yeah, is it
Didi. Dada.
Dida?
Daddy.
Daddy.
But that was the other thing. You don't get a lot of attacking midfielders, and he's basically trying to say, "Oh, it's racist."
No, it's not.
And I was like, "Well, no, it's not." I could say exactly the same about you don't get many white wingers, predominantly because black people are quicker than white people on average, which is true. I think. I'm sure. Well, I mean, they always win the 100 meters, don't they? You don't see any white people in the 100. Well, you often see one. It's like, what are you doing there? Get out.
Unless they've all
Get out.
doped or taken steroids.
Yeah. But they're not, this is not, it's not what's his name? Gatlin.
Yeah.
Who beat Bolt? Yeah, that cunt. It's not, it's not him. So, and that's why, because you want wingers to be quick. And it's not, no one gets told to play, well, I mean, you sometimes do. But most people don't get told to play a position. If you're good enough, you say your position, you fucking play there.
But Cam, I was shit, and I always played where I wanted to play in the football team.
It's what I mean, but you don't get like, oh, sorry, you're black, you've got to play out in the wing, you're white, yeah, you're an attacking midfielder, you're Asian, you shit at football, go back to, it's not how it happens. It's the most ridiculous, I was just like, I can't deal with it. I sat there scratching my head. It's like saying, oh, it's sexist because there's no women in the men's national team. It's retarded. It makes sense. No, not... and I was like, this doesn't make sense. They play where they want to fucking play. If you're good enough, you play in any position.
Mm.
But they were making a massive deal out of it. And then I thought, it's like we were just saying there, and that's where there is, the thing that, is it racist then? Is 100 metres racist because there's no white people?
No, it's just who's ever's quickest. Is it racist that
there's not many black swimmers? No. It's just there isn't very many black swimmers. It's just like, what? I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything is made into this fucking racial, everything's racist.com. And I'm afraid everything's not racist.com. It's not. But anyway, we've got to end the podcast. I just thought that was ridiculous. I thought I'd bring up that story on ITV Anglia. And the guy who was doing the research was really... He's a white guy. He's a white guy, which is predictable. Because, no black guy would actually bother doing it. They've got better things to do themselves and do fucking research. But some stupid white guy, yeah, you can see it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Just sitting there doing this research. Oh, I'm gonna bum lick so black people like me. Black people don't want to be pandered to, the majority of them. They're just normal fucking people that want to be treated like you and me. Because we're all the fucking same at the end of the day. Cut us in half. We've all got hearts that look the fucking same. Well, I don't actually know that everybody's heart looks the same, but you get my point. And the reason I was thinking about a lot of it, and I think the reason it came on is because obviously it was Martin Luther King Day the other day in America, which great day in there. And he always said, I think he said this, and I may be wrong, but he said, don't judge people by the colour of their skin, judge them by the content of their character. And that, folks, is absolutely 100% the perfect thing and the perfect way to be. I think you'd agree, Lyle.
Definitely.
And it's the same with, and you can extend that definition to all the people that want to be in the Oppression Olympics. You know, the colour of your skin, your religion, your sex, your gender, which is the same thing, your sexuality, and any other fucking thing. Judge people on the content of their character, not any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that don't, you know, and that is the thing. And it pisses me off that we have to see all this fucking stupid, retarded shit all the bloody time. Stop it. I'm bored. That's it for this podcast, Lyle. We'll end it on that with Martin Luther King. And I think that's the right way to go out on this week. And Martin Luther King Day, Martin Luther King week. We'll end it like this. Thanks for watching. I enjoyed it. Then please leave a like. And as Martin Luther King would say, don't judge people by the colour of their skin. Judge them by the content of their character. And we'll see you all next week for another podcast where we'll be talking about the music industry, because this one turned into a very death-orientated podcast. See you next week, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.